This month, Shadow Mountain Community Church is honoring our South Bay campus, their pastor, and all of their deacons. South Bay joined our family officially on January 1st, 2017, but South Bay has a long and rich history in Chula Vista. In 1920, the 4-acre plot was originally purchased by Clarence and Myrtle Seth from Ohio. Clarence was a carpenter, and by 1922, he built a lovely 2-bedroom craftsman house near the front of the property. At the same time, he planted a large olive grove on the remaining 4 acres. Unfortunately, by the 1930s, it was apparent that the olive grove would not provide enough income for the Seth family, so Clarence returned to carpentry until his passing in 1947. On February 4th, 1955, the South Bay Baptist Church of Chula Vista purchased the 4-acre ranch for $15,000 from Myrtle Seth. Myrtle moved back to Ohio, where she lived until her death in 1962. On May 27, 1956, South Bay Church celebrated their groundbreaking for South Bay Baptist Church's new building. And before the end of 1956, South Bay Baptist Church officially opened their doors and held their first service in their new building under Pastor Corey. South Bay Baptist Church experienced substantial growth by the 1970s, and with that growth came the need for more classrooms and a larger fellowship area. South Bay maintained strong roots and community support over the next few decades, and by 1997, they had to add a second worship service to accommodate the continued growth. In 2002, South Bay Baptist Church received approval for the construction of a new worship center, and the structure was completed that same year. And on Sunday morning, December 4th, 2016, South Bay Baptist Church unanimously voted to be adopted by Shadow Mountain Community Church.
I've been with that campus, what is now the South Campus, for soon to be 26 years.
Wow.
And I am a Colorado transplant here in California, and I've enjoyed doing ministry here. I was familiar with Shadow Mountain because I grew up in the same denomination that David Jeremiah did, and the Jeremiah name was very well known in our association. I moved to California in the summer of 1994, and I've been pastoring since I was 23 years old. I was called to South Bay Baptist. Actually, I was attending Shadow Mountain. I had moved here from Colorado I left a church in Colorado, came out here seeking another church, and I was attending Shadow Mountain when South Bay Baptist called me to come work with music and with youth, and that's where I started. And I had been there maybe 2 years, and the senior pastor resigned, and I did the interim, and then they just called me to be the new pastor. And so I actually became the senior pastor in 1997, and the church grew a lot. In fact, we grew so much that by 2002 we built a new worship center that could seat 500.
Wow.
And we were running about 350 in those days. But then through a series of events, the neighborhood got older, lots and lots of people sold their properties and moved out of state. We went through a decline until we were kind of trying to come up with ways to resolve the situation. We had a 3-acre campus and lots of buildings, but not so many people. And so by 2016, we were down to about 50 people, and we had to make a decision of whether to plan on closing or to try to merge. And then a friend of mine, Paul Joyner, who works at Turning Point, connected me with Brian Snow at Shadow Mountain, and we began the process of being adopted by Shadow Mountain. Okay. Brian Snow came down and visited on campus. I wanted him to see the property and see if they were interested. And he said, "Oh yeah, we'd like to have a ministry in the South Bay." So that put it all in process. Then I told our congregation what we were planning on doing. They were very excited about it because of David Jeremiah. Mm-hmm. They all love him. And then Pastor Jeremiah came down one Wednesday evening and preached and the building was packed. First time it had been packed in probably 15 years.
Wow.
And it was a good sign from the Lord. So shortly thereafter, I think the first Sunday of December 2016, our congregation met. We'd already had a very private meeting with Dr. Jeremiah where he met with the members. There were maybe 40 of them there and took all kinds of questions. So we met again first Sunday of December 2016. We voted unanimously to merge or to be adopted, really by Shadow Mountain. Every member voted in favor of it. So it was exciting. Technically, Shadow Mountain took over the first Sunday of January 2017. They brought in staff to help us to get it going, and it has gone very, very well. The church has grown. Until COVID-19 hit,
Right.
we were really having substantial growth.
Right.
And it kind of set us back a little, but God will bring us back. We have the English-speaking services, 2 on Sunday morning, Spanish-speaking service in the afternoon, and generally before COVID, between those 2 services, we were probably running 500 to 600 total.
Wow.
On a Sunday morning.
Wow.
Plus the campus was very busy all week.
Wow, very
All
nice.
kinds of ministries. We have 13 small groups just within the English-speaking ministry that minister, and then we have our deacons who are actually Shadow Mountain deacons, but they're deacons from our campus. We have 4 of them. It's going very well. Todd has only been here a little over a year. The first guy that came in to help was a guy, Pastor Dan, and he did a good job, but God called him up north, and at the same time, God called Todd from up north down south. So Todd not only is our campus pastor, he's also pastor in charge of all the satellite campuses. But he's a man of great vision. He is a guy who gets excited about stuff, and then everybody else gets excited. And he's a lot of fun to work with. Really cool guy.
So-
But a real big blessing. And under him, we've grown a lot. I actually just help facilitate the deacons to their responsibilities. I help with the selection of deacons. That obviously the deacon board on the main campus approves all deacons. But I help. We stay in touch with one another. We have Zoom meetings. Because of COVID-19, the only way we can really meet is by phone or by Zoom. And so the deacons we have are wonderful guys who stay in touch with their flocks and do a really good job. So I stay in touch with them.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, Mike, thank you so much.